Raising children in the 21st century has become a task that requires so many hands to be put together to be able to raise a child. Unlike in the past days when it was a guarantee that the values of the home, the skills that your parents had, your grandparents had, were inculcated in this child within the early ages of their growth. You know, you sit by the fire and the parents are talking about stories where you pick values, where you pick skills, where you grow as a child, and you are wired right from the start, are lacking within these days. Now, I want to bring to your mind, before we explore the skills that a child needs for successful growth. And our topic today is the 5 important skills that we need as parents, or the children need, to grow into successful adults so that they can be able to benefit themselves. Before we dig into that, I'll ask you to subscribe to this video if it is your first time, and to like the video. It will help me to grow, and to give me a comment in the section so that you can teach me a thing or two. I can know your views, and we can share experiences, and we grow together. Okay, back to our topic: 5 important key skills that a child needs to be able to raise into a successful adult. I will remind you once again that wiring the child's brain can safely be done between the ages of 0 to 5 years. 0 to 5 years. It is so easy and safer, and it's like very permanent to be the first thing for you to write these skills that we are going to talk about in the brain of your child than rewiring the brain at a later stage when they have grown and the world has taught them so much, much different than what you wanted them to learn. Okay, so why do these children need these skills? Why should we be there to give them these skills for growth? First and foremost, when you're raising up a child, you want this child to be independent in the future, to be able to take care of their life themselves, to be able to care about the relationships they will have, to be able to care about the children they will have, not to live as just to whoever it may concern. Now, if you look at the generation today, the children no longer know how to manage relationships. They no longer know how to look for a job. They cannot even sustain themselves on that job because of these soft skills that we are going to talk about. So, what are the most? We'll talk about 3 important skills, soft skills, that every child might have. If we have the time, we will go up to 4 or 5. Okay? Skill number 1 that every child must have, that you must teach your children at a very young age, is the me skills. Okay, when I talk about the me skills, these are the self-awareness skills that every child must have. A child must have awareness of themselves. They must have self-control. Self-control, how much can they manage their emotions at a young age? Do you know that there are some children who will cry uncontrollably and they don't even know how to stop until they force the parents to do for them what they have to do? They will fall down, throw tantrums. They are just not in control of their emotions. Now, the mistake many parents make, the mistake we all make as parents, is to punish or to give a reward. Now, a child who is used to being rewarded for keeping quiet and not crying will keep crying and throwing tantrums until the reward comes. So at the end of the day, when they are fully grown up, they will do this in the wrong forum. They will do it as a married woman, as a married man, and before you know it, they will lose that relationship that they so much cherish because they cannot even control their emotions. So teaching a child without punishing, without rewarding, like you put it to them that when they cry a lot, it affects them. It affects their self-esteem, it affects their physical health, it affects their emotions. Once the child buys into that, to be in control of their emotions, then you have become successful in teaching them about the me skills. Do you teach the child the me skills of knowing when to walk out of a toxic environment? You know, when you have a child is young, is going to nursery school, and there are lots of little fights in the school, you know, children bullying each other. Does your child know so much about themselves that this environment is so toxic for them that they should walk away from it? Teach children the me skills. When a child feels they love themselves enough, they have to care for themselves enough, they have to be in control of what they feel, they have to be in control of what they accept into them, you will have given these children a lifetime gift. Look at the girls who are beaten in relationships, in marriages, and they are killed. You know, the moment you accept less of yourself, you do not have skills that tell you this is how much I can take and this is how far I can go, then the world will offer the sour grapes. It will offer the lemons. By the time you plan to turn them into lemonades, it may be very late. So, skill number one, the young people have to know the me skills. How far can I go? Am I in control of my emotions? When do I need to walk out of this environment? How much can I take? That is one skill. Okay? The me skills. Number two is the we skills, the social skills, relational skills. A child must be taught on how to relate with others. They have to know to work as a team. No wonder, uh, I mean, when you do not raise your child to know how to work in a team, they cannot be in a place of work because they will come up, oh, they don't like me. Oh, so and so is bullying me. Oh, and so and so is very unfair to me. They do not know how to work in environments where they and others are different from each other. We have to teach our children to know that they are different, other people are different, and in our differences, we can come back and work at a common cause. Now, relational skills are not friendships. We don't have to be friends with people that we are working with on a project. There are those skills where you have to learn to work with other people to achieve a common good. Are you in the office? Work together to give that company success. And you do not have to be friends. Are you in a prayer house? You work together to make sure that everything within that prayer house is successful. Are you working on a project? You don't have to be friends for the project to be successful, but you can have interrelational, social, we skills to be able to excel at that project you are working. Living in this world where we are all different from each other, our interests are different, our mindsets are different. For instance, if someone makes a letter, okay, a letter, I was going to make it, but let me demonstrate it with this pen, okay? If someone writes for you, okay, um, this letter, okay, some will see it as 3, depending on the direction they have seen it from. Others will see it as M, depending on the angle they are looking at it from. Okay, M. Others will look at it as W, depending on the angle they are looking at it from. Now, this is where the we skills will help this child as they grow up. The we skills will help you to appreciate the views of others which are different from yours, and you respect them and you work on one project for the common good of society. So the skill number 2 is the we skills, where we learn to work together for a common good, irrespective of the differences that we all have. Number three, this child has to have the ability to ask questions. This is the questioning skills. You know, a child should enter a place, a house, and ask, why are people seated? Why are people standing? Why are people not talking? Or why are people shouting? If a child does not know how to ask questions, they will never understand. They will never be activated to find solutions. They will never be inspired to be solution providers because they do not ask questions. Most of the people who have excelled in life are not the people uh, who are very highly educated. The people who excel in life are the people who have the skills of asking questions. You enter in a house, you find people standing. Why are they standing? Is it because there is no chair or because they are exercising their legs? If there are no chair, what solution can I provide to make sure that people can always enter and sit? If it is exercises that they are doing, how can I make these exercises much more enjoyable or comforting? The why skills will motivate your child to be a solution provider in this world. And it is the people who provide solutions that have the money, that have the respect, that have everything they need because they provide solutions for the others. The why skills. Now, let's go into number 4. This is the resilient skills. A child has to be resilient. They don't just have to give up at every small challenge. You know, you are doing work and the first year is becoming, the first month is becoming difficult. Conditions within the schools, the university, the first year is becoming tough. In the marriage, the first year is becoming tough. There is need for resilience. Need for resilience, for you to be resilient enough that you overcome the hurdles that are facing you within the beginning of this relationship, of this institution, of this environment that you're in. Resilience. It is the resilience that overcome challenges. It is the resilience that discover solutions for challenges that are facing them. It is the resilient that get to see the end story. I'll end like this on resilience. A story is told of a man who was mining for gold, and he was mining one rock and mining and mining. And before you know it, he got tired and he was like, oh, there is no gold. I have wasted my years. I have done nothing. I have not achieved. I don't have anything to show for it. And so he threw down the axe and the other tools and he walked away. Then another ambitious gentleman said, I will come and proceed on where this person has stopped. And he mined just a little bit more. Wow, lo and behold, he got into the gold that the first gentleman was looking for. Can we teach our children to be resilient enough that even when they feel like giving up, there should be that saying that maybe the soft part is coming? Kindly go into our comment section. Share your story, share your challenge, share your concern, share your experience. Like this video, share this video with other parents, and let us raise a generation of successful teenagers within this 21st century. We do this together hand in hand because you never know where your son is going to get a wife, where your daughter is going to get a husband, and who are those people that will come into your life. Let's do it as a community and raise a better world for us all. Goodbye for now. Thanks for coming.